Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Keep It Real MMA. This ain't enough just for one video, but I'm just gonna touch up on it. But yeah, it's a strange one. Basically, what I'm gonna talk about is the fight that just got announced. I can't believe I missed it yesterday. It was actually announced a day ago, but I missed it for some reason. I don't know why. I missed it, but essentially, what else I'm gonna talk about is the fighters talking about pay again, like Luke Rockhold going off in his interview just now, talking about like how he has nothing to lose, health care and shit like that, right? So what I want to talk about first is a fight that got announced is Robbie Lawler versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Now, I'm not gonna be one of these guys that goes, oh, how dare the UFC make this match up? They're trying to get him, trying to get him really hurt, blah blah blah. What you people don't understand when you say this shit is that he signed the contract. Nobody grabbed Lawler's wrist and fucking forced him to sign the contract. Robbie decided to do this, and yeah, at a certain point you have to protect the fighter's health. But he's a grown man. Like, what can you do? He wanted to fight, so he's got to fight. Simple as that. So it's one of those situations where what can you do? He chose that he wants to fight, so he's going to fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of those where he's a grown man, he wants to do it, let him do it, And another thing you got to take into consideration is that I get that Ponzinibbio is going to be a massive favorite. He's obviously going to knock Lawler out. If Barberena's knocking you out with accumulative shots, Ponzinibbio is going to put you lights out. And I just think it's going to be a retirement fight for Robbie. I think he's going to retire after this one, But Robbie gives me Chuck Liddell vibes, where he gives me Chuck Liddell vibes, where I feel like if he gets knocked out continuously again, I just don't think that he'll quit. I think he'll just keep fighting and fighting and fighting until Dana's forced to step in and gonna have to pay him not to fight. That's what Dana was doing. Dana was legit paying Chuck Liddell not to fight anymore because he was taking too much damage. He was getting a lot older. His chin just wasn't there anymore. And the thing is, right, it's just the way it is, right? So this is definitely a retirement fight for Robbie, hopefully. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but Ponzinibbio is going to flatline Robbie Lawler, in my opinion, and he might not. He might not flatline Robbie, but he's going to win anyway, easily. And the thing is, right, Robbie should have retired after the Nick Diaz fight. But obviously, he thought he had more left in him. He was doing really well against Barberena until Barberena just kept pulling the pressure on him. And he looked really good, but obviously if you can't take shots against Barberena consistently and, withstand it, then you clearly can't take a shot anymore. So... And that's fine, man. Former champ, great career, man. And it just is what it is. I just think that after this Ponzinibbio fight, I think he needs to retire, man. Because I think Ponzinibbio is going to shut them out cold. And even if Ponzinibbio doesn't, I know Ponzinibbio is going to cause a lot of damage and win. And I just think Robbie needs to hang up the gloves. But, who am I to say, right? But, yeah, right. But, yeah, not the next fight on the card. What the fuck am I talking about card? Anyway, I seen Luke Rockhold talking about some fight the pay and fight the healthcare and bonuses. I agree with him on the bonuses. I think the 50,000 bonuses are stupid. Especially if they used to be 100k, like he said, or something like that. But what you gotta realize is, right, guys, a lot of these fighters do lie about their pay. A lot of the salaries revealed from reliable sources, and it shows that they get paid a lot more than what you think. And a lot of the times, they don't even deserve what they're getting. And, I'm going to catch a lot of backlash for saying that. But a lot of them don't deserve the pay that they're getting now. You look at unranked heavyweights, unranked heavyweights. I'm not going to name it. Well, actually, I will, fuck it. Jared Vandeira, I think he was on almost 100k, to show him win. Jared Vandeira, really? You think he deserves that? And I know they're putting their brain cells on the line and this and that, but you also got to compensate for the amount of money they're bringing in for the fight night and the amount of money they're bringing in for the pay-per-view. And the thing is, right, sometimes they're not bringing in enough money. Look at their stars like Israel Adesanya. They're stars who's bringing in less than 400k pay-per-view buys. And when you're bringing in less than 400k pay-per-view buys, people you're signed to, which is ESPN, are losing money. So how can they give these fighters massive salaries all the time? And the thing is, right, I'm not completely agreeing with the UFC, but I'm also not completely agreeing with the fighters, because there's always something fishy going on with the fighters, because they'll say something like, oh, I'm not getting paid enough, I'm not getting paid this and that, but then turn around after a fight where they take no damage, they get no injuries, and they turn around a year later. So if you need this financial so badly, why are you turning around a year later? Why are you taking 2 years to turn around? You're clearly not broke. You get what I'm saying? And I don't agree with fight to pay. I think a lot of fighters are underpaid. I do. But you need to get paid on your worth. Your worth. And the thing is, right, Luke Rockall's talking about pay, talking about this and that. Luke, you were the middleweight champion of the world, and I guarantee you, bro, you could not pull in, when you were world champion, you were not pulling in 500k pay-per-view buys or more. You weren't doing it. And you're getting paid on your worth. Like, it's like as if people don't understand what a business is. Like, they make money off of the people that not just pay to be in the arena, but a lot of money off the people that pay to watch it at home. They get given 500,000 pay-per-view buys. They get given 500,000 pay-per-view buys by ESPN. If they sell less than 500k, they've lost ESPN money. So they're losing money as a business. The UFC are losing money as a business because they have no stars anymore. And the thing is, like, they're making no profit on their pay-per-view cards. Or sometimes they break dead even. Like, look at Francis Ngannou complaining about pay. I get onto him now because he's talking about sponsorships and losing stuff like that. Ngannou, you're not worth millions of dollars, man. I'm just being real. I'm being upfront. And he is a millionaire. He is a millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire. Talking about he's not getting paid enough. Like, you're not even worth $1 million in terms of pay-per-view buys. Your pay-per-view did 200,000 buys against Cyril Gane. 200,000 buys. You know what I'm saying? You sold less than half of what ESPN gave the UFC. And I do agree the UFC sabotaged that card because you on your last fight on your deal, tried to talk shit like Nate Diaz did, and that's why Nate Diaz got fed to the wolves by Chimaev. And this is what I don't understand. It's like, I agree, some fighters are underpaid. Some are. Some are really good, and some are underpaid. Like, obviously, Shane Burgos was underpaid because he went to the PFL. So some are underpaid. I completely agree. Some of them are underpaid. But these stars, these people who are complaining about this and that, you're not worth as much as you think you are. And I get it, you're a fighter, you have pride, and you're going to think that you're worth a lot. But you're not always worth more than you think. Just because you're putting your brain cells on the line, the business can't afford you to give you as much as you're demanding. And that's the problem. Like, Luke Rockall going off on healthcare, or going off on this and that. They pay for your medical bills. Well, you want them to set up a retirement fund for you, bro. They pay you to fight. You're a subcontractor. They pay you to fight. That's it. They cover the medical bills when you take the damage, and they pay for that fight that you just participated in. Maybe you were underpaid, Luke. I don't know. But you weren't racking in millions of pay-per-view buys. You wasn't. It's just being honest. You wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why Conor and stuff like that, and Adesanya at the start of his UFC career, you know, especially on the first Whittaker fight, or, I know, like Chuck Liddell back in the day, and these types of fighters, the reason why they make so much money, because they bring in so many fans from across the world. They bring in so many fans because of their fighting style, or you know, their fighting style, or their fucking their personality and shit like that. That's why they're bringing in the money. And the thing is, right, Francis Ngannou's not an interesting guy. He has great knockout power. He has this and that. But he's bringing it. Clearly, fans ain't interested in him that much because he's bringing in 200,000 pay-per-view buys, and that's being generous. It was probably 150k. You know what I'm saying? Adesanya's pulling in 400k pay-per-view buys where Nate Diaz is on the card with him. Like, do you know what I mean? You got to look at it in retrospect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to say because it's like, I don't know. I'm not the one taking damage. I'm not the one doing this. So it's easy for me to say, right? But the difference is I'm going off of statistics. I'm going off of what the fans are clearly interested in and what they're clearly not interested in. And these fighters that are always demanding more money, sponsorships, and demanding this and that, most of the time, nobody wants to watch them fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I'm underpaid, I'm this and that. But nobody is paying you, is paying the UFC to watch you fight on your cards. That's the difference. Like, did you get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to describe it, but it's like, if you're not racking in the pay-per-views for the UFC, how can they afford to just pay you stupid amounts of money? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe they can afford to give you 100k to win, 50k to show, 50k to win, or 100k to show and 120k to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cheeto made 200 something. They can afford to give him that because he brought in enough. And he brought in this for the fight night, and that's how much they can afford to give him. But, like, John Jones had a dispute with the UFC for so long, saying, like, oh, I can't afford, I'm already bringing in this amount of money. Yeah, but, John, you're a big star, but you're not bringing in as much pay-per-views as Conor. You're not bringing as much pay-per-views as Masvidal did when he was on his, his journeyman rise. So what is, do you get what I'm saying? Like, fighters gotta understand that they need to bring it in before, and this is not me completely agreeing with the UFC, because some fighters are generally underpaid, but most of them aren't. That's the difference. And you could tell a lot of them are lying because, like I said, they'll take no damage in their fights, they'll get no injuries, they'll have nothing come up personal, and they'll admit this in their interviews, but still turn around a year later. So you clearly don't need that money that much. You're clearly compensated financially well. Clearly. Like, I'm not going to be a shill like all these fucking other YouTube channels that go, oh, fighters are underpaid, yeah, against the UFC. Like Ariel Helwani always instigating shit with the UFC saying this and that. They're underpaying you. They're doing this. Hold on, let me get my nose. Do you get what I mean? He does it all the time. All the time. And the thing is, it's like, he's a little weasel. Like, he constantly is trying to say this all the time, like, UFC's doing this bad, and UFC's doing that bad, and blah, 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 blah. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, at the end of the day, you're saying this and that. Please explain to me how he's underpaid. How many pay-per-views did he rack in? How many fans are tuning in to watch him fight? Oh, he's bringing in less than 200k pay-per-view buys? So why does he, tell me exactly why he's earned $1 million to show, $1 million to win. Show me. Or 500k to show, 500k to win. Or something like that. Please tell me how he's earned that in any capacity when he brings in less than 200k pay-per-view buys. Or a guy that's just about scraping the main card is only getting paid this amount. Well, how many people are interested in watching him fight? That's the difference. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, I just don't understand what people are trying to get from this, but it's like, I don't know. But it's like, I'm going to keep it real. I'm keep it real MMA for a reason. I'm not going to chill out and go, blah, blah, blah. I think some fighters are overpaid. Like Jan Van Dieren. He doesn't deserve the amount of money that he's getting. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just being genuine. Thiago Santos doesn't deserve the pay that he's getting. He doesn't bring in that much attention anymore because nobody's excited to watch him fight. Let's be real. And he puts on boring fights. It's just being real. Like, I'm not going to chill out. Like I said, I'm going to be fucking honest. I'm not going to go side with the fighter at all times. Like, sometimes the fighters are wrong. But yeah, that's my take on it, guys. Anyway, yeah, I'm just being honest, like I said. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't know when the next video is going to be. Obviously, when I get content and shit. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.